That was awesome and perfect, and hard to follow that. So. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for coming out and leaving the beautiful day. So that's impressive. I was outside most of the day and had a hard time coming in, so I really appreciate you being here and sharing a mindful moment at the Coptic Center tonight. Thank you, John and Nancy, for having me here tonight. Thank you, Michael. Doing an awesome job as MC, and for Linda for your beautiful music, and Tara. Couldn't have been a more perfect introduction, so I thank you for that. Today I want to talk about mindfulness. It's a hot topic right now. I'm sure you're all aware of that. It's kind of a new buzzword. Hasn't been around that long, so I want to just kind of give you a little further understanding, a little history on the subject. But as we know, Hamid Bey talked a lot about meditation, right? Which is kind of like mindfulness. So my thought is that mindfulness is a form of meditation, right? Probably many types of meditation. You can take a meditative walk, you can have a guided meditation, you can listen to music, or you can be mindful. So just my thoughts on that. Hamid Bey in Lesson 10, in the 6 steps on the path to development, he talked about the 5th step. Can anyone guess what the 5th step is?
Mindfulness?
Close. He didn't use that word, but he used the word meditation. This is a mind completely at peace indeed, for nothing is left for grief. Nothing is there to will. Nothing but what must be quiet. Nothing but what must quiet us. Doubt and fear, trouble and confusion are gone. False hopes and fears are forgotten. And this is the stage of pure peace, from which understanding comes. This is the reverent stage, and when once a man or a woman attains it, he or she cannot fail. That's pretty good stuff. So where did we go from meditation to mindfulness? That's a kind of a step there, right? Meditation has been around for probably millions of years. Certainly it was practiced in India thousands of years ago. Mindfulness is a meditative act with less focus on any one spiritual teaching or belief. Today, mindfulness is a powerful word in both secular and spiritual communities. So you're hearing it not only in the spiritual communities, but you're also hearing it very much in the secular communities. For me personally, mindfulness is meditation. But in order to reach a broader demographic, mindfulness is a more appropriate word. However, in Hamid Bey's lifetime, mindfulness was not used. Hamid Bey used the word meditation on 207 pages of his lessons. That doesn't say how many he actually used it. That's just on the pages. So it could have been used multiple times on the pages. So we can multiply that by 2 or 3 and kind of see that Hamid Bey played a big importance to meditation. In Lesson 63, Hamid Bey wrote, in Unconditional Surrender, "Learn to meditate, for meditation is called the seeding of the human mind with God's presence." That sounds pretty good. Seeding the mind with God's presence. I like the sounds of that. So this weekend has been full of birthdays and bonfires for me. My mother celebrated her 81st birthday. It's Monday, but we celebrated it last night. And as soon as we got done with that, we went to a bonfire with a bunch of friends and a bunch of kids. Those two were very mindful moments, right? So I was really, with my mom being 81, every time I see her, I try to be very mindful because I never know when is the last time I'm going to see her. So, and I thought, birthdays is a good time to be mindful as well. So I have some questions for you, because if you've been to my talks, I always ask you questions. And I always pick on some people. So, is anyone feeling fatigued? Teresa?
Maybe a little.
How about disassociated? Anxious? I'm guilty of that one. Or in perpetual stress. How many people have too many things going on? Laura, I know you're a busy woman. Yes. So I'm sure we're all feeling perhaps some stress, maybe some anxiety, some tiredness. So are you attentive and present in your interactions?
Not always.
Yeah, sometimes. Sometimes you have to be, right? Like, sometimes you cannot not be present. I'm going to 6th grade camp with my 12-year-old on Wednesday for 3 days because they needed volunteers or they couldn't go. So I'm going to put myself in that environment, which I love being outdoors, but I don't like a lot of chaos and craziness and confusion. And I like my meditation, I like my yoga, I like walking. I'm not going to be able to do those things with 100 6th graders. So pray for me, please. Wednesday through Friday. Can you, Nancy, could you put that on the prayer chain? Please. So, but in those moments, what I really like about that experience, and I know it's going to happen, is you have to be mindful. Like, there's no cell phone, there's no internet, there's no Facebook, there's no distraction. You have to be in the moment as the moment happens, and you never know what that moment's going to be. We're going horseback riding and canoeing and zip lining. All those things require mindfulness, right? You cannot zip line and not be mindful, or else that could be a problem. Same with horseback riding, same with kayaking. So I'm ready for that experience. So if you answered yes to any of these, mindfulness can help. In practice, with relaxation and attention, your inner landscape is more lively and colorful. My inner landscape tends to be purple and maybe some bright greens and such, so I guess that's colorful and lively. Your physical body will become attentive to the mood of people, places, and things. And I find as I practice meditation or mindfulness more, and I'm an empath and a sensitive anyway, so I'm very attuned to other people's feelings and emotions, and sometimes I own them and I don't need to. Which is a good thing. Another good thing about mindfulness. Now you're not only attentive to their moods and their emotions, but you're aware that that's their mood and their emotion and not necessarily yours. Whereas before I would just kind of take on that energy. And so I find with mindfulness that I can separate myself and be the observer of it and take that moment and step back and say, I don't need to own this, it's not mine. And with 2 teenage daughters and some drama, we have a lot of those moments. So other benefits include groundedness. And Tara talked about, Hamibe talked about drinking water. That's very grounding. So when you're in that emotional state, to get grounded, you drink water, right? Or you hug a tree, or you touch the ground, you go outside and breathe air. So those are ways to get grounded. Awareness of speech. When you're not mindfulness, your speech tends to get a little fast and maybe a little nervous. And, if you take a step back and pause and breathe, your speech will slow down. And then active curiosity. I find with being mindful, I am like a little kid in a candy store. Like when I take my walks, I hear the birds, I see the cardinals, I see the woodpeckers. I'm watching out for the red-winged blackbirds ready to attack my head. So they've done that. So it's just, it gives you some things that maybe you're missing. Meditation or mindfulness has been a practice for thousands, if not millions or billions of years. However, as the official research goes, it was first studied in the 1970s in regards to healthcare. So mindfulness as a scientific study it started out in healthcare. And the primary focus was stress and anxiety reduction, managing chronic pain, and cultivating a sense of wellness. This was termed mindfulness-based stress reduction. Has anybody worked with that? You guys are quiet. Good. In the 1990s, mindfulness began to be utilized in mental health with mindfulness-based cognitive therapy. Recently, mindfulness was used in education with teachers as a method of self-care, wellness, and resiliency. And certainly our teachers today need all of those things, as I think teaching, especially in public schools, has become more challenging with all the distractions the kids have and all that sort of thing. So today it is used with students and has been shown to improve focus, increase calm, decrease stress and anxiety, improve impulse control, increase self-awareness, and empathy. Mindfulness is the pause between the stimulus and the response. So mindfulness gives you that moment before you react, and it lets you respond. Hamid Bey in Lesson 260, meditation, the key to all good. And who doesn't want all good? Opening the way for the many gifts God has for us may be achieved through meditation. That is, by shutting out the mind and going direct to the fountain head of truth, infinite spirit. By following this procedure, the spiritual qualities of light, love, peace, and harmony are contacted, which is very important. So, since this is the Sunday experience, I think it would be beneficial to experience mindfulness. Anybody with me? You don't have a choice, really. Well, you could leave right now. So if you don't want to be mindful, go right there. Anyways, could someone turn the lights down a little bit for me? And we're going to have a little technology here, so bear with me a second. Hopefully this works. It's not coming through there? Mm-hmm. It is? Okay. I can hear it on the phone, so I can't hear it there. Mm-hmm. It is. How's that in terms of sound? Good? Mm-hmm. Jen? Nancy, can you hear it? Okay. Because it's going to be a little guided, so. So if you all could assume your meditation position, sit up straight, feet on the floor, shoulders kind of back but down. This is called mindful bodies. So this is the moment when we're aware that we have a body. Yes, we are a spirit, but we are also a body. And I'm going to ask you some questions, but keep the answers to yourself. How does it feel to be mindful of your body? Now we have mindful listening. Listen to the music. What sounds do you hear? Do you hear any other sounds? My voice? Listen to the sound of the bell. Next, we'll go on to mindful breathing. Place your hand on your abdomen, your left or your right, or both. And breathe. Take a deep breath in and release. Now place your hand on your heart. And here too, breathe in. Breathe in deeply 3 times. Feel your heart beat and the wonder that that is. Continue to breathe naturally. Now place your hands together and place your two thumbs on your third eye. And again, breathe in. Are you experiencing any colors? Any feelings? Light, love? You can release your hands back to your heart or your abdomen, or continue having them on your third eye, whatever feels best at this moment. Continue to breathe ever so naturally. Now take a moment and think thoughts of gratitude. What are you grateful for today, in this moment, right here, right now? Perhaps the sunshine and warm weather, good friends in the Coptic Center, health. Continue to breathe. Now place your hands down on your lap. Open them up to receive what you desire. Let Spirit know what you most desire deep down in your heart, and open yourself to receive it. Continue to breathe. Welcome in that which you desire as you breathe in. Release anything that's holding you back, any fears, any concerns. Continue to breathe. For breath will take you back to mindfulness at any moment. Come back with your breath, ever so slowly. Take a deep breath in. Come back to this space, back to this room. Wiggle your toes and your fingers. And when you are ready, slowly open your eyes. Is everyone feeling mindful? What mindfulness has taught me, and I thought of this today, it came to me when I was getting ready, And I'm a person that likes to control my environment. That's my safety, and it keeps my anxiety at bay. And I like things a certain way and in a certain order, and I like to have certain things done. But I've learned with mindfulness that I can't control everything, but I can control my response to everything. And that's enough. Anyone wanting to share a mindfulness experience? Either today or some other time? Any times when you felt mindful? Any activities this weekend where you were mindful? If not, I will. No volunteers? So last weekend, I took my kids.
Same thing.
I took my kids, who are 12 and 14 girls, and I took them to cat yoga with cats. Mm-hmm. If you're a Facebook friend of mine, you probably saw pictures of my kids with cats and yoga. I'm a yogi, but my kids are. So that was an interesting experience. So we went to the Cat Cafe, which is down on Division, but it's not officially open, but they're doing Sunday yoga with cats, and they're fostering cats that are from Carol's Ferals, and then you can adopt them. So you can do yoga with them, and if you want to, you can adopt them. So I took my two girls, and I thought one of my oldest daughter would want to go, and I didn't think my youngest one would. But I asked them both, and they both were really excited. They both really love cats, not necessarily yoga. So we went in the back, and we're doing Warrior One, and my younger daughter's falling over me, and there's cats running behind you and in front of you, and then one of them was doing corpse pose at the end, and the cat's laying on her. So during cat yoga, you have to be very mindful, because you might kick a cat if you're not. Just saying. That was our mindfulness experience last weekend. So thank you all for coming. Remember, anytime you need to be mindful, you can come back to mindfulness with breath. That is the best way. If you're feeling overcome by your emotions or anxiety, or just need a moment, take a breath. And if you can do it outside, even better. So, namaste.